There are a total of 6 original Dune novels written by Frank Herbert himself. Subsequent books were written by his son, Brian Hebert, and Kevin J. Anderson. Now, I've been covering Dune on this channel for a couple of years now, and since I've started covering Dune, one of the main things that people have been wanting me to do this entire time is to rank the books. So guess what? You guys are getting your wish. In this video, I'll be ranking the 6 original Frank Herbert Dune books. In this video, I will be ranking Frank Herbert's original 6 Dune books. We will save the expanded Dune books for later. Also, keep in mind that these rankings are based on my own opinion. You may have totally different rankings, and that's fine. We will start with number 6. Before I say what number 6 is, I should say this. I don't believe that any of these books are bad. I think they all have a purpose. But if we are judging each book on its own, then I have to give the number 6 spot to Dune Messiah. Unlike a lot of people, I enjoy Dune Messiah, but the fact is, this novel works more as a bridge between Dune and Children of Dune than as a novel on its own. The purpose of Messiah is to demystify Paul and undeify Paul in the reader's eye, and the book succeeds at this, I think, though it doesn't follow the normal structure of a narrative. Dune Messiah gets the number 6 spot because I feel as though the other 5 books are just that much better and expand more on the Dune universe. The number 5 spot goes to Chapter House Dune. Chapter House was originally intended to be the penultimate novel in the Dune saga. Things really become desperate in this book for the Bene Gesserit sisterhood as they struggle against the powerful honored Matres who have unleashed a devastating assault on the old empire. Chapter House is a great book with a really memorable ending as well, which people have been debating about for years. Number 4 on my list is Heretics of Doom. Heretics of Doom kicks off what Frank Herbert had intended to be the final half of the Dune saga. Heretics introduced us to a new imperial structure, which had formed after the fall of the worm god Emperor. In the later Dune books, Herbert is exploring the long view of history. This book opens up nearly 5,000 years after the start of the first novel. Characters of previous books have become legends. Truth has been distorted by history. Events that were witnessed firsthand in previous books are now myths. This book gives us details about the Bene Gesserit sisterhood that we had never had before as well. And it was in this novel that I first realized just how significant the Bene Gesserit powers were. They possessed the truest historical records available now that the worm god had passed. Their own ancestral memories stretched back eons. Taking the number 3 spot on my list is Children of Dune. Children of Dune introduces Leto and Ghanima, the children of Paul Atreides, who like their aunt Aliyah had been awakened in the womb. This book also features the return of the Bene Gesserit lady Jessica, mother of Paul Atreides, who featured prominently in Book 1 but was only mentioned in Dune Messiah. Much of Children of Dune centers around the mystery of Jacurutu, a mythological siege said to have been lost to time. Once it had been home to the Idwali, water stealers, the most abominable of all Fremen criminals. In this book, Paul's sister Aliyah, now in power, struggles with the internal influence of her maternal grandfather, the Baron Harkonnen. Children of Dune is effectively the end of the first Dune trilogy. It ties off most of the hanging threads of the first 2 novels, and plants the seeds for the future books. The number 2 spot on my list is Frank Herbert's classic original book, Dune. I love Dune, obviously. Frank Herbert's original book is a science fiction masterpiece that has influenced countless novels since. I was completely captured by this universe upon my first reading of this book. It is so impressive how Frank Herbert builds this gigantic galaxy in the first book. Everything just seems so alive and real. Dune is an iconic book. What else can I say about it? So, it was hard making this list, but the one thing that I was pretty much certain about was that God Emperor of Dune would be number 1 on my list. God Emperor of Dune became my instant favorite when I first read it. I've never quite read another book like it. It is so unbelievably rich in philosophy and allegory, even more so than the other novels. In this book, Frank Herbert shows us simultaneously how legends and myths are created and how they evolve over time, and how they are ultimately destroyed. Reading this book feels as though you are reading records of true events, and the character Leto himself, after living thousands of years and exploring the multitude of his inner lives, is a truly fascinating and bizarre figure, unlike any other in fiction. So there you have it. I have ranked all 6 books. Like I said in the beginning, I love all of these books, even the Brian Hebert ones, and everyone's going to have a different opinion, but thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like this video, consider liking and subscribing, and if you really want to support this channel, click the Patreon link in the description.